Last Pint Productions presents the New Way podcast. The New Way contains adult content and is recorded in advance. The following episode was originally recorded on March 26, 2021. Listener discretion is advised.
So you were in Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah?
Were you in the shit?
Yeah, I was in the shit.
Last night, Darth Vader came down from planet Vulcan and told me that if I didn't take Lorraine out, that he'd melt my brain.
Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Everybody wants to be naked and famous. Everybody wants to be just like me, I'm naked.
Will you help teach me about this? What is it? A new way?
Hello and welcome to the New Way podcast, where we break down pop culture so you don't have to. I'm your host, Matt Shank. I'm joined via the video screens by Mr. Ben Wilson.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going great. And of course, Mr. Nicholas Santa Croce out in LA.
Hey, everybody.
So low key. It's just
so excited
the
to be
energy
here.
levels just drop it.
This is an awkward part of the show. You know, I got to say something.
Yes.
I never planned for the introductory one-liner, but maybe I should.
I also love that Nick is never not given conflicting instructions. Like moments ago, I was just like, hey, don't get like too loud or crazy on this. And I'm like, more energy, big smiles. Anyway, well, thank you so much for tuning in. We have two special guests, one of whom needs no introduction, but I'm going to give you one just for fun, because it is a little bit fun. We have back on the show Mr. Ryan Alexander Hamilton, as I like to call him. You might have heard him very recently on episode 148, our fictional character dinner party, where he, of course, recited his famous erotic readings with a little bit of a Christmas bent. But I've got to say, Ryan, our listeners out there, including listeners who do not know you, who have not met you or not familiar with you, their favorite episode of yours is still your inaugural episode, episode 75, and episodes that you were so memorable on, we added you to the title of the episode, which I don't believe has ever actually happened on the podcast before. It is called Talk Back Culture and Big Ryan. And on that episode, we had a couple of gems. I'm going to play a couple gems for you here.
I'm not saying they had sex, but what? I guarantee you it got touched until it went soft.
All right. Oh my God. And then, of course, we have this interlude.
Well, of course, he had a man dick.
He got a boner, but that he
was it a boner or just a larger penis?
13-year-old boys have when they first get in those situations.
He's saying.
I remember when I get
PE involved.
Oh, so you're saying that he didn't even make it to the event; it just happened ahead of time.
Too.
Okay,
it still stays my narrative.
She's smiling quite a bit the next day for that to happen.
That capper really,
and it does still stick with my narrative. I'll never forget Ryan getting my back when these two assholes turned on me.
Well, I will say one place Ryan did not have your back, and the reason why I will always love Ryan is this.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. I need to talk about my favorite host,
Ooh.
and it's Matt, because we're both Hufflepuff.
And that's canon, kids. That exists in the New Way canon, and that's what it is, and that's what we're living with.
You don't claim House Hufflepuff. I took the quiz. I'm a Hufflepuff.
This is literally
I'm a true Hufflepuff. And
literally, the words that followed that clip are the exact words you're speaking right now. Like, I'm not even kidding, except that the last time you invoked the name of she who shall not be
art
named by
imitating
Nick
life,
anymore.
imitating
But
art,
that's the
imitating life,
exact
imitating
thing
art,
you said.
and it starts all over again.
So thank you, Ryan, for joining us out in
I'll
Texas.
listen to the podcast to tell what Matt was saying.
But Ryan has also brought along a very special guest. And I don't know your last name, Patrick, but Patrick.
I think it's Barrett.
Yeah. Right there in the Zoom window.
Oh, there it is. Mr. Patrick Barrett. He is a longtime listener, first-time caller, and he has done something no other listener has done. He has created a specific game, a drinking game built around this little podcast of ours. And they have actually been watching us on this podcast so far and counting up infractions that might cause us to drink. So, Ryan, did we break any of the must-drink rules for your game? How many?
Absolutely.
Already?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Patrick, how many do you have?
I've got 7.
Okay, I have 8.
Okay.
It's talking over each other for sure. Is a rule.
So Nick, you know how you when you go to the next level, you talk about how you're ass slapping drunk. Well, get ready.
8. That is. We've only been on air for like 3 minutes.
And that's just with what I can keep up with. This is an extensive list.
Yeah, baby sips.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna take 8 baby sips here just to catch us up here.
No,
So.
I just took a couple big gulps. So, all right,
Is this the first special guest of a special guest?
I think this is our first guest inception that we've had thus far. And Patrick, we've got some questions for you. Don't you worry. We want to hear about you.
I'm terrified.
But assuming that, hey, wait, hold on. Assuming that we're actually going to start the drinking game now, yes. I think that we should go ahead and say what is actually going to happen, which is that Ryan is silently going to notify all of us that the drinking game has been an infringement has occurred. In which case, Matt is going to play what sound? Which means we're going to drink, and we're not going to dwell on it too long. We're just going to continue along with the podcast, but we will intermittently go back and have Patrick or Ryan, probably Patrick, kind of recount the infringements that were that we made there.
And then we'll find out that playing the soundbite on the soundboard is also.
We will. Patrick and I will tag team. There's a lot on this list because there will be some that I miss and some that Patrick misses. So we'll tag team on this.
There it is.
It's nerd vote, motherfucker.
I'm just I thought so. I knew it.
It's gonna be a long night.
All right.
So when you hear that sound, just know that when you hear that sound, we are getting just a little bit drunker every time that sound plays.
What are y'all choosing to partake in this game with?
That's a good. I'm drinking some Civil Society.
Question.
Yeah,
because Ryan looks like he's drinking like blue milk straight up. And I can't imagine that's gonna just feel as good as it does now later.
Luke Skywalker gave him that beer when he went to seek him out. Oh, God
damn it!
All right.
Well, so I was smart and I started out with a El Jefe from Jay Wakefield, which is like a 5% Hefeweizen. It's super light. But on deck, I have an 8% Civil Society Never Fresher. So,
I'm enjoying a crisp Fort Point Beer Company Animal, the Tropical India Pale Ale at 7.5% alcohol.
Because you're an animal.
Jeez.
Yeah, like the Def Leppard song.
What are you drinking, Patrick?
I'm drinking a brewery called Los Angeles Ale Works.
Ooh, and the growler.
Mm-hmm. Well, I came up with the game. I knew the volume.
and
where is that brewery based, Patrick?
Yeah, I believe it's in Hawthorne.
All right.
It's in Las Vegas.
Oh God!
I don't even have time to pour a beer to be. There's another rule being broken.
This is like campers on a rainy day. Intense.
Well, but before we get into any of the topics or anything, I think it's funny that on Tuesday of this week, I think just as a beta test, Ryan and Patrick both tried out this drinking game on, I think, one of the more recent episodes. And what was that experience like when you woke up the next morning? I think that you said you were going for the faucet, Patrick.
Yeah, I woke up at like 4 a.m. and just like zombie walked to the faucet, and just went straight at it.
Drinking out of the faucet is such a vibe. It is such a vibe.
I don't clearly remember going to bed.
That's gonna be
maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I just Ryan and I did that, and while listening to the episode, constantly was like, no, we got to throw this in there. We got to throw this in there.
We did. We were self-editing. We took some stuff out that just didn't work, added some things. I mean, it's really been...
You're just shedding light on that we only do one podcast over and over again 154 times.
You think you know that?
We did find that there'd be long stretches of nothing, and then suddenly just a hurricane. So
that also describes the podcast.
Yeah, if you orbit around a certain area, you will get lots of drinks. But if you there's large deserts in between.
Hey, just a question, and I say this kind of funny because it's something might come up towards the end of the episode. I know we want to get into our actual topic too, but if I say one of my favorite movies that starts with the letter A, in full, is that a finish your beer? Because I believe that we have a finish your beer.
We do a category.
I mean, you can
rare
test
category.
It. You can test it.
Yeah, wait. I mean, well, hold on a second. You think
I highly doubt that
you say that every
reserve,
episode? That would we get hammered every episode.
That wouldn't be a finish your beer. But you know, I have had a hard week, and I'm ready to cut loose a little bit.
Oh, me too.
So I figured I'd only talk about social justice issues and Bernie Sanders and AOC. There we go, baby. It's so good when it hits your lips.
This is
now you're just baiting them.
We've literally just
turned. We're gonna get an hour into this, and we're just gonna be like, "Why, Nick?"
We've turned into lab rats that just push the button because we're like, "Oh, I know if I say this thing, I get a drink."
Cheese. Me.
Money, please. So I do want to talk to Patrick a little bit before we get into kind of our things. And by the way, this episode we don't really have a topic. Our topic is Geek Speak, which is any topics that
we don't really have a topic. Drink.
Wait, you just made that
Actually,
up. Damn it. Shit, I didn't even drink. I'm too focused on too many things.
Well, that's okay. When you have the sipping, I'll take over host duties.
That was tasty.
So I should download the ham horn on my phone just in case, like, if you get too drunk, and I'll just be like, I'll start playing the
ham horn. You should just have it in general. Though.
I usually do, but for some reason I didn't.
If someone sees a drink and I miss it, just make it with your mouth, and that sounds worse than I thought I was gonna say. So Patrick, how long have you been listening to the podcast?
Since the inaugural Ryan episode you mentioned earlier.
Episode 70. That is a lot of people's first podcast. I'm actually not kidding.
Not a bad one to start.
Yeah.
Not a bad one to start.
Well,
Ryan brought us in some new audience, which is
it's helpful. An interesting situation because I ride my bike to and from work, and it's about an hour. And so Ryan was like, "Hey, I'm on a podcast. Send me a link." And I leave work at like 11 p.m. that night. So it's dark out and I have to ride through some pretty sketchy neighborhoods. Jeez. And I texted Ryan at the end of that and said, "You almost got me killed." I was laughing, like calling attention to myself.
Maniacally in the dark.
Yeah.
They were probably scared of you. They were like, "Who is this guy who's laughing?" Like,
yeah.
Maniacally.
The Joker flying.
Like the night laughter.
It's like no, it's Pee Wee Herman on the bike in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so
terrifying.
I think I've listened to probably 80 episodes.
Oh my god, that's
I
more than Ben has listened to.
I haven't listened to that.
Wait, so did you go back to the earlier episodes?
No, don't do that.
Yeah, you don't recommend that here at the New Way.
You know what? The Guardians episode 32, the first one in the new studio, the first one with Nick.
That was my inaugural podcast.
That was your inaugural podcast. That is a damn
technically
good
your inaugural
drink.
That is a damn good episode of radio.
Hey, wait, so you're saying don't go back to the previous episodes?
Don't go back.
I want to get back to like one.
The only ones I would say, all right, so the first 32 are super rough, but there are some good bits in them. Oh, shit.
What happened?
I don't know.
Finish your beer?
Okay, we just got to finish your beer. I just poured it fresh. I can't do that.
This is a good point.
That was a good Ryan's fault. Like all of that
you
was
have
Ryan's
to do
fault.
it. All right.
Dude, I'm gonna. This is not gonna go well.
Listen,
I have an instigator over here. I'm trying to referee, and Ryan's trying to throw the game.
If you really like, ambient sounds of frogs and critters in a Florida room, then you'll love the first 10 episodes because you recorded it outside, basically outside.
Only like 2 episodes we did outside.
I remember I recorded 2 in the Florida room. All right,
Son of a fucking
I gotta finish my
pause.
beer.
God damn it.
So pause. We have to figure out what.
Chaos.
Hold on. It's about our infraction so far.
Fucking insane.
Can we recap? Can we recap our infractions and what was the finisher beer?
Yeah. Let's.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's.
I'm gonna try and catch. I'm gonna try and catch the ones that I can remember.
Okay.
The ones that were hit before the game even started, as you mentioned, Florida. You played the Yas soundboard, the nerd rope motherfucker. There were like 6 references to previous episodes.
Yes, that's a good one.
Star Wars by name.
Wow. Jesus.
Wow.
So
Nick interrupted like
Nick interrupting has
20 people.
Crushed this.
Yeah, Nick interrupted alone is going to get y'all hammered.
I think the tail of the tape will show that I don't interrupt people nearly as much as Ben Wilson.
I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt you, and maybe that's a drink thing, but I want the sound clip of Nick interrupting Crushed Us because that is hysterically funny.
What was the finisher beer though?
What was Ryan doing that got us to finish your beer? See, like rewind the tape. What was
I don't have that capability.
I mean, it was referencing the first 30 episodes being trash.
Oh, that is a good God. That's really good.
I had so little beer left that I just you started and I just walked you through it.
No, you know what? That's a damn good finish your beer because we don't do it all the time, but we're pretty consistent in doing it some of the time.
We don't always do it, but when we do, it's the drinking episode.
We shit on it hard.
That was just an opportune time because I was already close to done and you started talking about when did Patrick start. I was like, oh, he's gonna give it to me.
I'm not gonna blame that one. You know what? I'm not gonna blame that one. I thought Ryan was gonna be much more Machiavellian about his involvement in that, but I was heading that direction no matter what. So I think that's a fair one. I'm gonna
time to go to a lower ABV beer now.
I started with a 10.1, so I'm fucked, guys. I fucked up, man.
Some real bad strategic choices here.
Also, I have not had beer. I do beer once a month, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But all right, so back to Patrick, who's created this wonderful game for us, and we're super happy about it. So Patrick,
kind of drunk.
I need to understand where did the
no that was just color commentary.
Where didn't interrupt?
I agree.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on 1 second before we go.
That was an interruption.
Before we go further, we are doing a podcast every once in a while, injecting razor sharp wit. Surely should not count as an interruption. I do it to pick up the pace of the podcast when it's lagging.
It's razor sharp wit, like a brie knife.
That like rapist wit.
A warm brie knife.
A warm brie knife.
I'm gonna cut through brie like a warm butter knife, baby.
All right. Okay, we've got to. We're approaching Halloween podcast levels here. So let's.
Oh, we're nowhere close to it. We're
Ryan,
good.
What?
Getting there.
No references to butter knife.
Son of a bitch.
You referenced the H episodes.
There you go.
Don't say it.
I did?
No, I did. God damn it. This is tough. All right. Patrick.
Get your mind in the game.
Patrick. Tell me what the words drying off grandpa mean to you.
Yeah. So it was a band I was in.
Guests didn't know what to say.
It was a band I was in college, and afterwards it was a 80s, 90s, 2000s cover band.
I thought you were gonna say afterwards it was a thing I did on weekends.
So
a blackout fest is what it was.
It was a blackout fest. Ryan sometimes guest vocaled, just for fun.
I would like to see this. Do you have video of this?
I actually
have
just
recording of it.
Oh, I just got a trove of video. I haven't looked at.
We must watch this.
Oh, Patrick, did you get the trove of video from the guy that stole everything you own? Because the last I checked, that's where all your videos were.
No, I got this from somebody else.
So when Patrick, when you guys were a cover band, was it like? I mean, was it pretty sloppy? Was it was just basically like an excuse for you guys to have a lot of fun and just get crazy, or were you guys like super tight?
I will say this because Patrick might not, but they were actually pretty good.
Awesome.
Like,
what was your role in the band?
It was a good time. It was a good time. I mean, it was fun. I was the guitar player. I was the lead guitar player, and yeah, like I honestly do not know where the name came up.
I like how he differentiates. He's like, no, I was the lead guitar player.
Yeah,
not lead.
Well, when you're in a band with only one guitar player, that's a luxury. You have to designate.
They were very much, if I remember correctly, they were very much Spinal Tap-esque in that the drummer rotated quite a bit.
Sorry.
They died?
Oh no!
Oh God!
Man, I can't keep up with it.
I don't want to clip Nick's wings because I watched Nick sitting there patiently waiting for Ryan to get through.
I kind of would have like.
Please, sir, may I speak now?
We threw a Nick interrupting like kind of late, and I actually think it's like ruining the game.
Wow. Okay.
Do you want to excise the Nick interrupting?
Patrick,
yeah,
I'm not going to make it to the end of the episode, so we're going to.
Nick interrupting is no. Nick
Oh,
interrupting.
Let him
now
fly.
I can finally fulfill the prophecy. Listen,
Ironically, that was drawing off Grandpa's first album, Nick interrupting.
I'm going to go back. Well, actually, I'm going to rephrase this. I bet if I did keep an official tally of interruptions, I don't know if I'd be number one out of the three of us.
You think I would be?
I think it would be Ben. I think it would be you.
Are you talking about from
definitely
like the
not.
inception of the show?
Definitely not.
Well, all right.
I just dominate things, so I'm not interrupting as much as I'm just doing too much.
This
So
is
it
like
should not
therapy
count.
for me.
Yours are just more
Therapy.
noticeable.
That's
Like
fair.
you come in passionately.
Like a wrecking ball, baby.
Like jean shorts.
Exactly.
That
believe
should
that
be a
wasn't a
finish
drink.
your beer, by the way, is a
No,
Gene Schwartz
no.
reference. But
We do that too often.
Well, yeah.
This is going to make us a better podcast, by the way.
No, it's
Sure.
not.
We are
We are going to
gonna come
forget
into
all
stark-
of this 2 minutes after this podcast is over.
No, all of our flaws will come into stark focus.
Do we have any more questions for Patrick? Because I think we should start getting into some fun stuff.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of things I'd like to work into the podcast that Patrick
Yeah, I
doesn't
think
know.
Are we having fun
Well,
yet?
Patrick doesn't know that we have actually done our research and we know some things about Patrick that he doesn't know that we know. Is that correct, Ryan?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think there's some ways I can weave some of those into the rest of the podcast as we get into some topics. But I wanna open this up right now. We're gonna start with Nick. So Nick, what is something that's on your mind this week in pop culture?
I'm got to get out of my own head now and try not to interrupt anyone.
You can't
for the rest
interrupt
of the
yourself.
episode. One thing that I was thinking about today is the internet.
Can I pause for a second?
Sure.
Are we at the main topic now?
Oh yeah. What time is it? Yeah, we are.
Okay, we
We're on
are.
it.
We are.
started it.
Okay.
Yes.
I missed the stopwatch, so we have a timer for a finish your beer regarding when you start the main.
And what's
topic.
the over under?
I had a feeling. 20 minutes.
No, it's tiered.
This is insane.
So Matt, where are we? I've got my own timer. What do you have?
When I push,
Where are you?
when I
I'm
pu-
so sorry. I cannot sleep.
Oh,
I
God.
cannot drink tonight.
So sorry to everyone listening right now. We made it to about 22 minutes was where I started to push us into topic.
That's about average.
That's what our normal
Okay.
should be, is around 20
Okay.
minutes.
20 minutes.
Then that is just a that's a 4-second drink.
Ooh.
Oh my god. And 2 shots of Everclear.
That's the 4 air horn salute.
I did it.
Okay, carry on.
So I was thinking about the internet and the effect that it has on our lives, not just for entertainment. It can shape it. Actually, it can shape other things too. But
would you say it would shape like politics, Nick?
I went at quick pains to edit my soliloquy so we wouldn't have to drink more.
Well, that's what you do when you try to avoid politics.
Here's what I want to talk about. Okay. Here we go. Who interrupts who? Who interrupts who, Ryan? All I'm saying is this. The internet is filled with these like time capsules, right? Remember Live Journal, Lonely Girl,
Tumblr.
They're forgotten, right?
No.
The AOL, AOL Online, the sound of the modem. There's so many things that it evolves and it goes the way of the dodo, and there's like a new way of doing things, and it erases the past.
TikTok.
We're talking about video games, software, internet design. So it's very rare that something from the 90s, mid 90s, goes untouched. A perfect time capsule, if you will, of the internet in 1996. I present to you the official website for Space Jam, which is still active and untouched since 1996. I am 90% sure it's GeoCities.
Does it have a flag waving?
Yeah, I think it does. But here's the thing. That would be crazy enough if there were no plans for a, I don't know, high-profile new installment with LeBron James. But there is, and spacejam.com is still completely unchanged. It looks like a Live Journal threw up on a Yahoo, a first-generation Yahoo website.
Nick is not over-exaggerating at all. I have pulled up the podcast live on the studio system here in our studio. And of all of the links around there, the one I was most interested in was the Warner Studio Store, because I'm like, surely that must have gone defunct, but no.
Nope.
It goes to the Warner Studio Store.
But it has a closeout sale, which I'm guessing has been happening since 1996.
1996.
And by the way, Nick, this is...
See? It's crazy.
This is...
And see...
I can't... Hold on, Nick. Wait. This is very important, because I could not write a better postscript to the thing you introduced. There are 3 items on the opening splash screen of the Warner Brothers store. One is like one of those old Bopham dolls, but it's of the Jared Leto Joker, which is, we all know, Nick's favorite Joker. Next to a statue of Black Adam, which came up in a
text conversation
with Nick and Ben-Ami 3 days ago that got a little contentious. And then there's a Pennywise backpack. But the fact that Jared Leto and Black Adam are on this main area that you just introduced us to is phenomenally amazing.
It's poignant.
I have to say this is retroactive. Sorry.
Okay.
How retroactive?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
He doesn't know.
By the way, at the end of the podcast, they are going to reveal all of the rules so that you guys can play at home.
That's going to be the fun end thing.
Yep. Yes.
It'll be a whole other fun hour-long sister companion podcast.
That's the
I just couldn't
fun
let that one slide
ending
because I caught it and it was a good one.
Fair enough. But like I discovered that not too long ago that it's still completely intact, and the new Space Jam has made news too. If we're talking about like nerdy stuff, I thought that was a good kind of jump start to the conversation.
Totally.
But I wanted to know what you guys thought about, they talk about cancel culture, which is not really political if you really think about it.
I agree. I'm not drinking.
No, stop. No, it's not
Nick,
really
I'm with
political.
Nick.
Thank you. Okay, I qualified.
By the way, I also have cancel culture on my thing, so Nick is right on my wavelength on this one. So I'll drink in happiness.
But this is like a reverse.
I won't stop you from drinking.
It's like a reverse cancel. Yeah, no one will. It's like a reverse cancel culture with Babs Bunny, right? It's crazy to me that like leading up to this, it's all about like, oh, you did something we don't like, we're gonna cancel you. But now, when they're just clearly adapting a character that needed badly needed to be adapted for a children's film. You know, they got rid of the midriff jersey. They got rid of the sexy bunny legs.
She has no
they
boobs.
Made, or not Babs Bunny, Lola Bunny.
They cut Pepe completely.
Yeah.
Now that would be an example of cancel culture and exactly where I was going, Patrick. You've got number one, you get rid of Pepe, but at the same time, you got this like reverse cancel culture with the people like bemoaning the changes to Lola. Like, listen, I was in on Space Jam 2 with LeBron James, but I needed Lola Bunny to be a full-figured sex object. And now you've lost my money, sir. Good day. I said good day, sir.
No rabbit titties.
That's crazy, right?
I'm not going.
And, but this criticism is from like, you know,
adult men and women, of course.
Yes. So what even is this? What is the uproar about? Like, oh, not my Lola. Hashtag not my Lola Bunny. I want short shorts and a midriff, or I won't even entertain taking my children to see this film.
I think they should have compromised. I think they should have said, if we keep Lola's figure, we give Bugs a fucking 12-incher that occasionally dips below the shorts. Like when he goes up for like a jump shot, you're going to see just the furry tip of Bugs's dick, and then we'll be like, okay, now we're on even playing field. There's something for everyone, because I don't want female bunny nudity. I want male bunny nudity. That's what I want.
This is taking a weird turn.
Oh, I guess we said male bunny nudity. That's another one. Boy, you guys really are on top of this.
Matt, you're out of control. He's got the button. He's got the button, and we're only a little ways into this.
I love Space Jam, and I love the original Space Jam, and I'm excited for the new Space Jam. I just don't want it marred in some weird pseudo-formulated controversy. Like, let's see the new characters, get rid of Pepe. He's clearly a rapist. No one would argue he's not a rapist. He is.
And he's also boring. Like, why are we protecting boring shit? Like, that's the thing I don't get. Like, don't protect.
And he's French. And he's
whoa.
Common Core math.
I need my cartoons American and big titty.
All right. We're moving along. I think that's something. I don't know what that was, but it was sexual, political.
Why do you keep hitting the button?
I'm just Ben.
It's a don't hit the button unless it's a reason to hit the button. Please.
The host is drunk. This is a code blue. Code blue. Host is drunk. We're barely 30 minutes in.
I'm glad one of the drink things isn't hosts don't get along, because then we'd be drunk the whole time.
That'd be like Nick interrupting.
Yeah, that's pointless. I will say the retroactive one that I didn't catch at first. I need Nick to put his headphones back on.
Nick,
like a grown up.
Nick, he's got them on. They're on. It's just got long hair now, so it's hard to say.
It's one that we have coined. We've called it "and that's." And it's the prep an actor movie show with a build-up and to get the people anticipating and then deliver the name. So Nick gives us this beautiful soliloquy about how much he loves the internet and where it takes us and how it... And
okay. Oh my gosh, that took way too long.
That's
Thank you, Ryan.
just good radio, though. That's how you keep people... Like, listen,
but I don't want
to... punished. For upping the
Nick, I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
Thank you, Patrick.
I like.
But here's the thing: it was so well done. I didn't even catch it.
Yeah. I didn't catch it.
I like this curtain being drawn back a little bit on the show, because there are certain things we do in this show. Man, I tried as hard as I could to make that not a
humor drink.
Really did.
Oh god damn it! Come on, guys.
Ben's getting. Now it's funnier to me because Ben gets upset when I play the sound effect and there's not a drink card on there. So it's more just for my enjoyment. But I like. There are things also we do in the show that I hate to do. I hate to have to look up the old episode numbers before a show. But part of what I'm trying to do is get people to go watch. Oh boy! Oh god damn it! We want people to listen to old stuff and get into the show and watch things, so we recommend those. Fuck you, Ryan Alex. I'm not going to give you the Hamilton this time. You're just Ryan Alexander now. You've ruined it.
You know what I think?
You've ruined it for me.
Excuse me, may I please interject?
Yes, Nick, you may.
You know what I think would keep viewers listening to an hour-long an air horn every 15 seconds.
That's a great
Well,
idea.
God, does
Nick.
it?
That's a really good idea.
Millions of viewers.
Ben's about to have an aneurysm.
All right, Ben.
All right.
Let's move over to Ben. Ben, what topic is on your mind this week in pop culture?
I was going to make a recommendation.
Nick, stop interrupting. My God. Jesus. I'm kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Let's simmer down here. Okay, I'm going to make a legitimate recommendation for people because we're on a podcast, and try to listen to. I get recommended, like a lot of people recommend me podcasts all the time, and I'm always kind of trepidatious about getting into it, but I'll usually always listen to one episode, and then I'm just like, I either take it or leave it or whatever. And I still remember back in October of last year, I knew I was about to take a long drive, 13 hours up, work for 10 hours and 13 hours back the next day. And I was trying to decide what book to download. And I ended up going with the Wheel of Time, starting the Wheel of Time series, which is a whole new time suck on my life. But one of the things that was recommended to me was a podcast called The Truth. And randomly, randomly this past week, a episode popped up because they are published once every other week, I believe, every 2 weeks. It's hosted by a guy produced by a guy named Jonathan Mitchell. And they're 25 minutes and they're narrative podcasts. So they're short stories that are really high level production. They sound like radio shows, like
The Shadow with sound effects. And score
with everything. And I listened to one episode, and that was 4 days ago. I've listened to 16 of them.
Wow.
They are fucking amazing.
It's funny.
It's the best show it's the best radio thing I've heard in a really long time. And every episode is incredibly different. It has different writers, different performers. They have some famous people that kind of continuously circulate in and out. It's a popular enough podcast that Jonathan Mitchell, this is what he does. I mean, he's a very successful podcast producer.
What do y'all do?
Right. Yeah.
Successful podcasters.
Ben, do you think
we're all very successful people? We're not very successful podcasters.
I'm being complimentary, Ryan.
Ben, do you think that everyone could handle this podcast?
Our podcast or The Truth?
No,
You can't handle the truth.
Oh God.
It was a long bridge to travel for that one, and it went about as poorly as I could possibly have imagined.
I knew it was coming.
I think it's funny that Ben brought this up because I remember talking to Matt not too long ago about a series of Marvel podcasts that are cut in the similar vein. Yeah. They're produced. I mean, Marvel. Of course.
Velmar from now on.
It was worth it. But there was a new one that just came out that's based on the graphic novel called Marvels. Doesn't count. Where Method Man plays Ben Urich, head reporter at the Daily Bugle. Blew my mind. Really, really, really good performances. Like you said, Ben, I'll have to check out The Truth because this kind of ignited man, I love radio drama. When it's produced well and you've got a budget like a major comic book company throwing money at it and getting stars and getting real production value, that's kind of a lost art. It's fun.
Well, and the thing is like I said, the thing that I love about it is, and the reason why I didn't get back into it then is because I was like, oh man, they're only 25 minutes an episode. I was like, I mean, I'm gonna have to plow through a shitload of these to get there and back, even though there were 350
Hobbit
episodes.
Reference drink.
And
you can't keep adding rules, Matt. You gotta stay sober.
and so I didn't get into it then, but like I said, I was just really intrigued by the name because I subscribed to it when it was recommended to me, and I kept on seeing the names of the episodes because they only popped up once every other week, so it wasn't annoying me. And I was just like, oh, this sounds interesting. And I was just blown away. So anyways, for anybody who likes short form radio drama and comedy, and I mean, it's
different genres, they're just every episode.
One is literally a recreation of Caligula talking to his like after he gets the plague and then recovers from it and is talking to like his people, but it's like played up in like a cabaret way. It's ridiculous. Versus like real dramas versus like sci-fi futuristic shit versus like just like hysterical like oddball comedies. It's all over the board. Every single episode is completely different.
Do they burn through the witches and slam through the ditches in the back of my Caligula?
I'm not gonna lie, Ben. When you started introducing that, I literally like the kid that always got in trouble in elementary school in me was waiting. I thought you were like chastising us for going off the rails, and it was just it was perfectly into
it was literally
to your
it's
portion.
literally the
I'm
first thing.
listening to a show that's called The Truth. Maybe something people on this podcast aren't used to hearing.
Like the buildup, I thought he was about to just slap us down, and I was like, oh, we're
maybe some people make up their own rules to a drinking game, play the air horn a little bit too much. Won't find any of that in The Truth.
All right, Ryan.
Wait a minute.
Ryan, come into the drunk principal's office. Come on.
All right.
Wait a minute. A giant build-up? Don't we have to drink for that? A giant build-up to a grand?
No. That
Moving on.
I think we should go to.
I want to go to Patrick. Yeah, we want to
let's go
hear
Patrick.
from Patrick here.
What's up?
Is there something in pop culture you want to discuss for the week? Or not pop culture, whatever you want to talk about.
No. So if the topic I heard was geek speak and just like, do you have a hot take on something?
Yeah.
Something that like kind of ruins my enjoyment of movies and TV shows is when I see an actor who I know had to cost a lot of money to be here show up in a situation or a dire situation, and I'm just like, I know that guy's not gonna die. I know that lady's not gonna die. Like, they're too expensive.
You were brought on to carry a series.
That costs too much to just throw away.
You know what? That is
too big to fail.
It's really interesting, and I think honestly we are very close. Not quite there, but we're very close to. Oh boy. We're very close to that actually being not as much of an issue as it used to be, and almost the reverse, right? That you see someone too
Sean Bean.
Yeah, like someone too expensive showing up for something and be like, oh, well, they're not going to last.
Like some examples that go against the grain here, and like Sean Bean in Game of Thrones was just like, oh, they did that.
Sean Bean dies in everything.
We're gonna listen. I know this is gonna be a drink card. There's no way this is not a drink card. I'm just gonna warn you right. I'm gonna drink in preemptive of this.
Come on, Matt. Just stop a second. I'm really bonding with Patrick right now. I feel a connection.
No. I'm being. No, it's not. I'm not. That's not what you're drinking about. I'm saying the most famous version of this that actually didn't happen was the pilot of Lost. And the pilot of Lost, they wanted. And that's sad. I told you. That's what I fucking said. I drank already.
I added that today, to be honest.
Oh my God. Dude, that was the first rule that popped into my head to get drunk is if we do it every time we talk about Damon Lindelof, Lost, or the Benioffs, we're fucking be. Uh-oh.
Nope. It's not enough.
Wait, he said yes.
He says it is. He added it. Ryan's
you said Lost. I was thinking.
Okay.
Ryan's rule. Wait, hold on a second. Ryan's rule sounds like a Best Picture nominee in 1974.
Well,
starring a very young Meryl Streep.
Wait. That was not pre-code. Was that pre-code?
Don't say the words. God damn it.
I've known Ryan long enough. He'll just entice you to
I don't
drink.
know
like,
what.
He'll be outside the rules. He'll just be like,
I don't
drink.
know.
This is one of those things. So
I don't know what scroll.
Patrick and I have known each other so long. We're each other's blind cards when it comes to drinking. Like, neither one of us really give in to peer pressure all that much. Patrick, a little bit. But, like, when the two of us are together, it, like, ball game. There's no holds barred. It's... Like
it's on like Donkey Kong.
He's put me through TSA flying out of LA. Like, he got me blackout on Venice Beach, took me to the airport, put me through TSA. I come to on the flight about halfway home. Like,
above Tacoma.
I have no concept of getting through TSA, and Patrick just push me onto a plane.
Sidebar, really, because it was funny because you sort of shared a brief version of that story via text earlier on our group text, but I had a similar experience in 2007 with Nick Santacroce, but it wasn't like I was blackout drunk. I was just very intoxicated and having fun. We were singing along in the car and stuff like that. I still remember going through TSA and just like kind of swaying and just being like, oh, they're just going to know I'm fucking hammered. They're not going to let me through. And then they let me through.
This is LA, baby.
It was 4:50 in the morning. He had gone to bed for 2 hours. I'd stayed up all night partying or whatever. I get on the plane. I don't remember falling asleep though. I remember sitting down, and then the next thing I know, I wake up and it's the wheels touching down in Dallas. And I was just oh man. It was like I was out, and I felt so bad for the person sitting next to me because I was just like I was probably just like all over, like slobbering all over the place.
Sleep farting.
We just had time to kill and found some place with bottomless mimosas, and then wandered and got beat. Like it just, and I have no I don't remember going through TSA at all. I come to on the plane, I go throw up in the bathroom on the airplane, and it's Virgin Airlines, so I order a half peanut butter jelly and.
Virgin Airlines. Irony is dead.
hey, Matt, do you have a fun geek speak thing?
I do, and I was debating which one to start with. We're actually oddly enough doing okay on time.
We're moving along.
So
can I jump? Hey Matt, can I jump back to
we were still kind of on that because I want to talk about the lost connection to what you said was that the original Lost pilot. Literally, they wanted the pilot I know. We said I got the pilot is supposed to be played by Mike. I don't. Nick, if you're worried that I'm not getting drunk enough, just bless your heart.
I'm worried you're not playing by the rules.
I am. You are the most peer pressured person of all.
No, we've already said we're not big on peer pressure.
Listen, the original pilot of the plane and the original Jack, character was supposed to be Michael Keaton in Lost. And that was what J.J. Abrams pitched. And he's like, we're going to kill him off halfway through the pilot episode, but we're going to trot him out for all of the publicity shit. And here's the show coming
Michael Keaton.
Oh, sure.
It's like,
well, that's exactly what they did with
Yeah.
Scream.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That was just a marketing gimmick with Drew Barrymore. And so much so that I kind of don't.
On. What is that sound? What is going on?
The toilet.
Flushing.
Hey, we have a very domestic life here. We're washing dishes.
Yeah.
Gotta
clean those dishes.
Meanwhile, if you hear random giggles in the background, high pitched giggles, it's not. It's actually not Matt. It's my wife in the other room who's watching Mighty Ducks.
There we go.
Oh, the new Mighty Ducks. Poor Patrick is getting on a really good roll. And I'm so sorry. I have not interrupted him once.
Please continue, Patrick. Please continue.
No, go ahead.
No. So I was saying Scream, that was more like a marketing gimmick more than anything else. But so an example against the grain here, Sean Bean in Game of Thrones, I would say Brad Pitt and Burn After Reading. You're just they did that. They did that. I did not. That's Brad Pitt. You don't shoot Brad Pitt in the face.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that movie, did you just did it to yourself? Ryan just blew himself.
And then my all-time favorite is if you are unaware of the story whatsoever, everyone in Perfect Storm.
yes, dude. I am so excited you brought up that terrible movie because I got really excited when I heard that movie was based on a true story, but I did not bother to research any of it. And I went to go see it with my brother. We're big Clooney fans, and
is Mark Wahlberg in that? Does he die in it?
You'd be happy
dies.
About everyone.
Like I said,
dies in the movie. And you're not
as Mark Wahlberg dies.
Except for that guy who is at the bar dressed as the classic fisherman. If you looked at Morton Salt, that's the dude.
The Gordon's fisherman.
Yeah.
No,
he doesn't die.
God, that is a great example because that movie is one where I did not know the story. I think a lot of people didn't. And went to that movie thinking okay, well, at the end, they're going to pull it out. And then they don't. And everyone dies. And you're like, oh, well,
Yeah, and you
fuck?
keep waiting. You keep waiting for the heroic row back into the harbor,
or the helicopter comes in or something like that. Yeah,
that is amazing, dude.
Yeah. So a couple of the things is examples where you knew a character wasn't going to die, like Jack Bauer in 24. He's never going to die. The end of Infinity War, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Even a couple of them had movies already lined up.
Yeah. But something that's fun is where you go back and see big time actors that nowadays they would never kill off, but in some of their early movies, you're and if you hadn't seen it before, you watch it and you're just oh, Vin Diesel in Saving Private Ryan, he's good.
Yeah. That's another one not to get attached to anybody in that movie.
Well, Patrick, kind of reminds me of when superheroes don't wear their masks. Their agent is listen, Chris will play Captain America, but you got to figure out a way for some enemy to knock the mask off so we can see his beautiful Chris Evans reference? Drink?
What?
It was a drink. You missed it. All I'm saying is it's probably the agents are why are we going to take a role where my actor dies in the first 15 minutes? They just don't take it. So when you see it, it really jars you, which we're not used to. It's kind of like the language of film. Over time, we've learned that you see a big name, they're safe.
Well,
and it dictates your enjoyment and the plot.
It's distracting. It's distracting.
Well,
Owen Wilson in Armageddon, that's great.
Or Owen Wilson in The Haunting, or Owen Wilson in a few movies. What's interesting, Nick, though, is it's so funny because there are these two sides of warring geeks on comic book movies. And half of the side is why do they keep taking their masks? They got to show their face or stuff. And the other half is oh, well, it was just a CGI person the whole time because they had a mask on. I'm dude, you can't win. Nobody can win. And Spider-Man's a great example. Spider-Man, for the most part, keeps his mask on, and it's all CGI. Once that mask goes on, reality goes out the window. We're in a computer world and we're doing that. And when that mask comes off, then we're back into actual actor world and not voiceover work. But I think it's hard to please everybody with those. But I think that's a really, really good, interesting example. And it's funny you brought up 24. It is interesting to me because 24 actually broke one of the major rules of TV. It's one of the first shows I remember being, and I count 24 along with Lost and a couple of other shows in that same time period. I know we got. If we're in the topic of talking about law, the first time
rules is rules, baby.
Here,
that air horn.
Here's how the rule. Rules need to be when you bring something up in the podcast. The first time it's a drink, but once it becomes a topic, it's no longer a drink because now you're discussing it.
Matt, I think you're really lost on that one.
No,
it's not a game.
So 24 is really interesting because the first season of 24 ends.
It doesn't count.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Play the air horn and drink.
I drank already. I did it already. For God's sake.
That's why you bring it up. Every time you bring it up.
Jesus.
I'm gonna make under his breath shit talking Patrick a drink.
Yeah. That's a whole fucking mood over there. I was talking about
this dude has just moved the fuck into this podcast.
He's one of us.
Yeah. I love that. I love originally we're hey, bring Patrick on. He's a little nervous. He gets on here. He's no. Fuck all these guys up so hard right now. I'm just gonna fucking stick it right up their fucking head. I'm gonna fucking say lost one more time, motherfucker.
No. It's I made the rules of this game. I made the rules of the podcast now, motherfucker. We got it going now.
I am the new way. I'm the only way. I'm the way that gets you home. So 24 is interesting because the first season of 24 ends on a shocking moment where they kill off one of the core cast members of the show in the last moments of the season finale is done. It's oh, okay, we saved this thing, we stopped the bomb, we did whatever, we did all this shit. And then they kill Jack Bauer's wife. And the end of the first season is him walking to a room. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
I've never seen. Go ahead, play it.
I'm
never
sorry.
seen 24.
It's fucking.
I've never
20
seen
years
24.
old at this point, but
Thanks for ruining it.
If you didn't say spoiler
cheated.
alert,
Nina Myers slits Jack Bauer's
two.
wife's
Play it
throat.
again.
Spoiler alert. That's right. It's gonna keep racking them
Audrey?
up.
Was that her name? Audrey?
I forget the wife's. I remember Nina Myers because Nina shows up in multiple seasons as the big bad. But yeah, she kills it. But it was a big deal that like they literally ended a major show killing off a credits cast member, which wasn't happening at that time.
I was about to say it was like season 4 of Dexter, where I knew the end. Like I had stumbled into it on some message. Like it wasn't even like a Dexter.
It's the best. It's the best.
I was just like somebody else made that exact comment. They were like, "Oh, it's like when Dexter's wife dies," and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm only in season 2."
Oh, yeah, the Trinity season is amazing.
I watched all the way through that season. And I'm
it
like,
was worth it to get to that.
I'm like,
in the rain.
And I know what happens. I'm like, oh, this is not even like they're not even gonna do it. And then the last, and I was just like, oh.
Season 4 is the Trinity Killer with John Lithgow.
The Lithgow. I was about to say it's the Lithgow season.
I've never seen Dexter. Also, so
just watch season 4.
Honestly, watch season 4. Lithgow was fucking amazing.
I'm in exactly the same position as Ryan in the scenario that he just described.
It literally won't matter. It's done so
You'll
well
forget by
that
then.
it won't matter.
Michael C. Hall is one of my favorite actors. So
he's great.
Just to give people let's get off this topic. The one last thing I wanted to say was here's 1917 was great because the two main characters, I didn't know if they were going to die. I had no idea.
This really is Patrick's podcast now.
Look at me.
Let's move. Let's keep
he even did that a second ago. He did that a second ago.
He did.
Patrick's the captain now.
I think Matt's talked enough recently, so let's just move on to No, I'm just joking.
I had a thing to do.
No. Hold on. I will go because Nick actually kind of touched on mine.
Oh, not the first time I've heard that.
I'm not saying they had sex, but I guarantee you it got touched until it went soft.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my god.
And that episode is why I can't tell my family that I'm on this.
In every episode since.
What's funny,
Matt, like a drunk ninja on the soundboard.
Nick,
Ryan, do you still feel that way though? Do you still feel that Tom Hanks didn't have sex? I want to make sure your opinion hasn't changed.
Yeah, 100%.
You didn't? You're still team didn't have sex.
I was never team didn't have sex.
All the sound bites were you supporting my.
Yeah.
No, I was saying
he came too quickly, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm saying it's ambiguous. I think he did, but at the very least, it had he finished.
The hurt on Nick's face
Patrick. Wait, hold on a second. I want to move him to Patrick, my new best friend. Do you believe Tom Hanks had sex in Big?
I've listened to this episode. And I'm split on it. I'm honestly split on it.
I'm fine with that. That's
like
what I want.
She was by Tom Hanks's big man dick.
Nick,
because all of this is fiction. Sure, he did. It's fun.
I'm saying I think he did.
But you can see my point of view.
At the very least, he attempted to. I'm not saying it was successful.
To.
Well, I think we've discussed this ad nauseum.
Yeah, let's get on to a fresh topic here.
Ryan, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
We're going to Matt. We're going to Matt. Oh
no, Ryan's going to jump in. Ryan's jumping in.
You're jumping in.
For God's sake, here.
So, no.
I'm just playing. My God, you guys are so.
You're pre-horning.
My drinking.
Too early.
Sure.
So I had a little list. I wasn't super confident about it. I have a couple, but I got an email right before I got on this call. And I knew exactly what my first topic was going to be, and it is the Mighty Ducks Game Changers coming out soon.
So Ryan,
hold on, Nick's changing jerseys.
Yeah,
guys,
he's putting his Goldberg.
The Ducks are the Hawks now. They're the bad guys.
Yep.
And it's the coach is the guy from one of the hockey players from Letterkenny.
Yeah.
And
Jonesy.
I don't know which one's which. It's one of those two. Jones.
He looks like a douchebag.
That's their whole goal. Like that's what they're supposed to be.
Right.
He's the coach of the Ducks in this,
Right.
Brings back Emilio Estevez. It's amazing. But how perfect is this quote for exactly what we're doing? One of the kids, a little tubby guy, a little chubber, he says, I wouldn't be an asset physically. I have more of a podcast body.
There it is. What is
boy.
what is amazing about that, Ryan?
It's a good line.
Nobody,
It's a good line.
nobody, come on.
I
watched the first 25 minutes of the first episode before I came on here, like
Is it
right
good?
before I came on here.
Is it good?
It was cute, but Beth,
That's code for no.
but no. Beth wasn't laughing at all while I was watching, and she's been in there gig. Oh, sorry. My wife. I know.
My wife.
No,
Well, I've been texting her during the podcast and she hasn't gotten back to me.
I'm just
Tell her
saying.
to let me know what she thinks of the show.
I'm just saying there have been giggles, like incessant giggles coming from the other room. So apparently somebody likes it.
What is funny is
John Reinsvold is here.
I was hoping someone would bring it up, but I put this in my notes. Ryan, do you remember on the first episode that you participated in when we asked you what your favorite movie? Oh boy.
Come on, Matt. You're killing us here.
I know he just held up a card, for fuck's sake. I did what I was supposed to do. God damn it.
You mentioned the thing.
I'm not saying don't drink. Do what you do. I listen to this podcast
I
because
put
of
the
what
sound
y'all
when
do.
he put the card up. You're all blaming me for God damn you sons
No,
of
I'm
bitches.
right.
You caused the drinking. You
Jesus.
caused the drinking. I'm saying. You know the rules.
No, I don't know how to do this without doing this. How we do this? For God's sake.
And we drink celebrating this
Jesus
podcast. We
Christ.
like this podcast.
Ryan's first episode, we asked him what were his three favorite movies. God, fuck you and fuck all of you.
Play the air horn.
God damn it. We asked him his first. God.
Is there a finish your beer for when Matt sounds like Woody Allen? I don't.
It's like Bobcat Goldthwait meets Woody Allen.
Guys, you're missing it. It's Richard Dreyfuss in Jaws. That's what I'm doing. Is Richard
I will
Dreyfuss
jump in
Jaws.
and say, and I'm not going to divulge everything. Ryan and I talked about this. There is a secret menu that we are not
Animal style.
We are not making y'all drink for it or the audience, but this just came up just due to y'all bring it to the forefront.
You guys are fucking Mephisto.
When Matt squeaks.
When
Matt squeaks.
And so Ryan and I have been drinking throughout this entire day.
Every time Matt squeaks.
Wow. God damn. It hurts, doesn't it, when they cut deep with a rule, doesn't it, Matt?
I just want to
It cuts
finish.
right to your soul, doesn't it, Matt?
If you didn't pick up on that, they are drinking, even though they're forcing us to.
I wasn't. This was going to be secret, but y'all
Off
directly
menu.
asked,
Off menu.
"Are we drinking?"
I just wanted to try to finish my thought.
Because the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm watching you guys, I'm just like, when they're drinking, when we don't even have to drink, I was just oh man, they're just really wanting to get
ordering
loose.
off the secret menu.
It's just a simple thought.
You're not
It's just
innocent in this.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's true. You hear that?
I'm sure.
You're not innocent, Ben.
Oh, I get it too.
Ryan, question for you. What three movies did you tell us were your three favorite movies of all time?
Oh, I don't remember. Mighty Ducks was one.
It was. That's what was gonna lead into
Tombstone?
this. Yes.
Alien 2.
What?
Not a League of Their Own.
No.
God damn it, no. Field of Dreams.
Nope. Not
I don't
sports
remember the
related
third one
in
then.
the slightest.
Time Cop.
It was Snatch, Mighty Ducks,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tombstone, which is one of the best triple threats I've ever heard.
Hold on, what was it? It was Snatch what in Tombstone?
Snatch, the Mighty Ducks, and Tombstone.
Yeah.
That's why I
That
thought
is
you
a-
would want to talk about Mighty Ducks. So I
That's a hat trick right there.
It
All right.
literally, like, the
All right,
email
Matt, Matt.
before this.
So I want to get this one out because I am actually very excited about this as a future episode on the podcast. I just literally was watching for. I saw you, Patrick. I saw you fucking hand going for the card. I was waiting for
Everybody's
it,
scared
and then
now.
you fucking looked at Ryan. And he gave you the nope shot.
Sounds
Don't
like
take
a
a
squeak.
shot. Don't
Sounds
have a
like
clear
a squeak to
shot.
me.
Don't take it. Fuck, God damn it.
Sounds like a
All
squeak
right.
to me.
So last
If you want to
weekend.
drink off that secret menu now, you can.
Last weekend, my brother and I watched a movie we first brought up on the podcast a year ago. I assume that I said something terrible, but no, okay, fine. No drink on that one.
The first podcast a year ago.
There we go. That's what I thought.
God, Matt.
That's how you know
So
it's
we
good
brought up a
drinking game, is
movie.
when
We
can't
brought
keep
up a
with all the rules
movie
anymore.
called Money Plane. And for those of you that don't remember what Money Plane is, let me refresh your memory. This is a moment from Money Plane.
There is a legend in the underworld. For those in the know, it's called a money plane. Some of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet are on that plane, all craving action. Whatever you want to wager on, the money plane has you covered. You want to bet on a dude fucking an alligator? Money plane. Untouchable by any government because the flight always takes place in international airspace. Word is they have over $1 billion in crypto on board and millions in cash. I want you and your crew to take down the house.
So that is the plot of Money Plane. That's Kelsey Grammer, Mr. Fraser, right there.
Bitcoin plane.
Yeah. And it sets this in motion.
Plane.
My brother and I watched this ridiculous movie. A woman rips a man's ears off and throws them on the floor of the plane at one moment. It stars 3 Lawrence brothers and is directed by one of them. It's the most inexplicable, crazy, silly movie you've ever seen. And I had an idea for a podcast that popped into my head. What if you gave really highly lauded and competent directors the plot to a bad, shitty movie, and they gave their pitch on how they would make that movie great?
Love it.
And that is our future podcast idea. What if
Oh my god.
Money Plane was directed by P.T. Anderson?
No.
Who does he cast? What does he do? Uh-oh. P.T. Anderson? Jesus Christ.
No.
But
no.
In general, what if you took a great director and a bad movie and you combine them? Could they make a great movie out of that plot? That is my future podcast idea. I got very excited about this idea. And then I woke up next morning.
You texted us.
I know. Woke up next morning. I'm like, I was drunk and I was probably not a good idea. And the next morning I was even more excited about it.
No, it's a great idea. It's a great idea.
It's interesting.
James Cameron's Anaconda.
Exactly. Uh-oh.
James Cameron. God damn.
No, I think it was James Cameron's Anaconda. That's a drinking thing, right?
I just like that both Ryan and Patrick put their cards immediately right in front of the screen, as close as they've gotten the entire time.
Anytime we name a director, I think that they pull it up. No?
Oh, Jesus.
Word director.
Brett Ratner.
They're shaking their head. I
trick
can't wait for
question. He's not a real director.
I can't wait for the rundown at the end.
Brett Ratner's Citizen Kane.
Yeah,
Finally improving
yes,
on that piece of shit.
No, Nick. No, you. So Nick got me. That's my second part of it. I want to do the reverse as well.
Yeah.
Shitty directors take a good movie, and how would they ruin it?
Ooey bowls, there will be blood.
Yes. This is the new podcast, my friends, and I am so excited about it, and I want to do this immediately.
Oh my god, that's good.
It'll be called The No Way.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
All right, Nick, do you have anything else as far as pop culture, or do you only have...
I have a real quick thing. I have a real quick thing. We can
I have a real quick thing, too.
We can gloss over this. So I don't really know, honestly, how this works, but every year they induct someone into the National Recording Registry or Library of Congress, and they induct songs and interviews and
records,
things that are saved for in perpetuity.
That are historical relevance. I was really happy to hear that Rainbow Connection and Kermit the Frog was just recently inducted. And what I think is great about that is, you think about it, it's really one of the better songs ever written for film. And I know it's a Muppet movie and it's a puppet, but Jim Henson, that master of all trades, wrote that song and got nominated for a Academy Award for that song.
Did you say Jimmy Henson as if you were Christopher Walken?
Jimmy Henson. Yeah.
Jimmy Henson.
I know him. He went to the University of Maryland. We're essentially related, but
he has a lot of fake friends.
Problem when Gonzo shows up with a nose.
You're like practically brothers with him from the same
Very
city.
long.
Now,
Long nose.
he did not win. He did
I'm gonna
not
go out on a
win.
limb now and say that Patrick does the best walking out of all of us.
That's true. I mean, no contest. I'm not going to debate that. But they did not win the best song Oscar. Of course, the best song from 1979 went to Norma Rae's "It Goes Like It Goes." All right.
Oh, that's the song I was conceived to.
No, stop it. He's saying drink. He wants you to play the air horn.
Beep, beep, beep,
So
beep,
let's
beep,
do
beep.
that now. There you go. Which, by the way, is a wholly unremarkable song, which is why I'm glad that, it didn't win the Oscar, but now it's in the Library of Congress. And you think about just like a song that is about hope and about compassion and about, the will for everyone to succeed and be happy. I think Rainbow Connection is not only should have won the Oscar, but really is like the best of. I was getting poignant there. Is it every time I get poignant and
no, I was trying not to on that one. I was trying not to on that one. I was trying not to.
All right,
I get yelled at when I don't, but he was on a good emotional streak. So fuck your cold hearts with this game.
Now,
Patrick
real quick,
and Ryan.
Now, real quick, without comment, I just want to note the other songs that were inducted. Janet Jackson's "Rhythm Nation" 1814.
We all live in
Louis
she wrote that in
Armstrong's
1814.
When Louis Armstrong's "When the Saints Go Marching In." LaBelle's "Lady Marmalade" to some people.
Mm-hmm. Did she copy that from Christina Aguilera?
Well, that was, we all know those are redux.
Yeah.
Nas's "Illmatic" and Kool and the Gang's "Celebration." There might not be a more diverse induction, but
that's pretty cool.
I gotta say they all belong.
Yeah. Rainbow Connection is a fucking just.
It's so good.
It's great.
So
Like,
Ryan before brought up a song
Right.
that makes him cry all the time when he hears it, which is whenever Zack Snyder plays Hallelujah in a trailer for Justice League, and mine is definitely no, that's what you said.
Tear up,
and then
misty-eyed.
no, just drink, it's fine. And then what Nick said is definitely. Ben is very. I've never seen Ben so concerned about people drinking too much.
No, it's not that. I'm trying to follow the rules because I don't want us to be.
This
I want us to be slaving to these rules. So when they're
this is the
explained at the
podcast,
end,
not Nom. There's rules.
All we're trying to say is fuck you, Leonard Cohen. Make mine Kermit the Frog.
Rainbow Connection is a fucking. I will bawl every time I hear that song, no matter who's singing.
I'm more. I am more likely to cry if a Muppet delivers a poignant song than a historical treasure.
Nice.
All right.
Well, I was going to ask Patrick for his next.
We lost
hot
Patrick.
Take.
He finally had enough of us.
He's got to help with the dishes.
So I'll touch base on one because Patrick doesn't understand how sports work at all.
That's why I like Patrick even better.
He's a cyclist. So he has cleanly shaven legs and cooks a mean barbecue for the other racers.
When I cycle, I shave my legs too.
I will tell you.
All right, not a competition.
I think the geekiest thing that I have been involved in paying attention to recently is it's kind of a combination. I wrote two of them down. I kind of combined them because they fit together. So we were talking about Dogecoin earlier. So there's something now called NBA Top Shot.
Oh yeah.
It's literally it's
crypto
blockchain basketball gifts.
Do you guys know about these?
So you go in for the pack drops. You buy a pack. They range from $9.99 to $400.
Yeah, whatever it is.
So you get in the queue. Once the drop starts, they call it a drop. Once the drop starts, you get randomly assigned a number. And there's anywhere up to, I think I've seen like 65,000 packs available, and there's like 400,000
people in line
trying to get these things. You just get randomly assigned a number, and then if you are within that range or close, you get a pack. So I got a pack.
What does a pack
It
mean?
costs-
I'm sorry.
You get a pack
dumb.
of.
It's like
three
it's
however
digital
many-
trading cards. It's like the exact same thing as
okay,
a
so it's
buying a
garbage
pack of
pail
trading
kids.
cards,
Garbage
but
pail
digital.
kids. Okay,
But
got it.
Like the NFT, like the
They're
beetle-
NFTs. They're
Yeah.
NFT videos, and they're numbered to a certain amount.
Okay.
Feels like a
So-
scam to me.
What up, nerds?
I don't understand it. I don't understand exactly how it works, but whatever. I bought a pack, and I spent $14.99.
Like
And I
Pokemon, like
sold-
Pokemon cards.
And there were 3 videos, 3 NFTs in this pack. I
Any
sold 2 of
adult
them
ones?
for $225.
What?
All right.
No way.
Yeah.
I sold them for $250, but I cashed out for $225.
What the fuck is? I don't understand
I don't-
blockchain. I don't understand. and
Ryan,
it
can you
doesn't
can
make-
you
I mean,
do this?
I do understand it, but I don't understand it.
Ryan, can I put on a bad song and have you do this in 30 seconds so we can put this up on TikTok and get the new way noticed for
Yeah.
stock trading trips, please?
Yep.
So, funny you mentioned TikTok. Part of the same conversation was this trend of like pack opening and box breaks in
Yeah.
sports cards on TikTok. They get millions of views. One of the things, I meant to talk about with the NBA Top Shot, there was a Luka Doncic NBA Top Shot card that sold for, or video that sold for $4.6 million or something like
It's the
crazy.
same as trading cards. It's just not tangible. That's the thing. It's all
yeah.
digital.
Not
Beanie
tangible.
Babies.
No sense.
Non-fungible.
Yeah.
Only I didn't say non-fungible.
Non-Luka Donciable.
Nifty.
And Ben's back. Oh Christ.
Well,
No,
that
no,
was our
that's
that was
like
our that was our first financial segment on the new way. I think it went pretty great.
Next week on Mad Money, we're gonna have Ryan back. He's gonna give us our-
Buy all the basketball player card
He's-
decks right
he's gonna
now.
give you
Buy,
your
buy,
next
buy,
Top
buy,
Shot
buy.
tip.
Buy all the basketball player gifts you can.
That's how you know we've had too much to drink. We go into a totally uncharted topic because we know there's no way that air horn's gonna play. Once we go into NFT. No way.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
no,
I'm
no,
kidding.
no,
I'm
that was
kidding.
an accent.
I'm
That was an
kidding.
accent.
I'm
Finish your
kidding.
beer.
I'm
Stop
kidding.
playing the sound effects.
My goodness.
Red
The
herring.
senses of humor have just
I'm
really
reviewing
flown out.
my
All
finish
right,
your
Ben
beer
Wilson.
criteria right
Ben
now.
Wilson, what do you have? What are your
Oh,
what's your closing pop culture thought?
My last thing was that it's really interesting. So I'm not sure if you guys have been watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So
No, I
the
don't.
first-
What is that?
There's only one episode.
does
right?
that?
Is that
Who does
DC
that
Comics?
It's
The
Or is
DC
it-
property.
Is it
listen,
Maver-
I'm not
Maverick?
falling.
Maverick?
I'm not falling
It's a-
into your fucking trap.
Maverick?
Excuse
Maverick?
me, I apologize. It's not DC. It is a Disney Plus property.
There you go.
If
I
I-
like this.
and
I
real
like
quick,
this loophole.
Geek speak.
If I
Disney-
talk about-
DC doesn't
if I
even
talk
own all their
about-
properties.
Girl
If I
talk.
talk about the influx of illegal aliens, is that a political and
Yeah.
Ridley Scott?
Yeah,
Is that
that's a double win. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
Nah.
He is a pure
that's a double.
pressure
That's a double.
demon.
That's a double drink right there.
Okay. So, anyways, have you guys watched the first episode? I watched both episodes
No, I
actually.
didn't know
because
that.
I
woke up
watched the second tonight.
I woke up at
I didn't know there was
4:30
a
this
second
morning and was just like, well, what else do I have to do except
Yeah.
for watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier since my run doesn't start until 5:45. But
Ooh, look at me, I run.
I do
5:45.
5:45. That's my time.
Guys, I bought a sunrise alarm clock, and it's amazing.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
I just
actually.
I
you
just
see it on
think
the
about
TikTok?
Ben running and
No,
and that makes me up right away. I'm just ready
Okay,
to go.
so
my wife
Ben,
too. So, anyways, no. So I'm interested because I've watched a couple of
wait, hold
episodes
on.
now.
Your wife.
I didn't say my wife.
It's listed.
You did
It's
just
listed
there,
as
though.
Beth.
Said my wife too.
It's just-
You did just there though.
Brian is far more liberal at this than I am.
He said my wife too.
The list says Beth.
Y'all drinking that?
Beth, you know who Beth is?
No, I've never met her. I assume
That's
it's
his wife.
My
It's
wife.
his wife.
My wife.
That's like
No.
5 drinks, guys.
All
Oh,
right.
whatever. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Met her. I barely know her.
So we I watched the first 2 episodes and it's very clear that they're going for this very kind of it's super like it's fun and edgy, but it's also kind of just very playful as well. Like the interplay, they're working
Sounds
on
like
the
my
interplay with them
Tinder
a lot.
account.
Did your girlfriend know about you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
more like
in your house?
this would be a funny joke. And, I hate saying it as soon as it came out my mouth.
So here's the only.
Everyone
luckily
drink
it'll
for
live
when
forever.
someone says something in the podcast that their significant other broke up with them about.
No. So here's the irony that I was going to point out at least, based off of 2 episodes. So I'm obviously not that far into it. Is that a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I started watching Jack Ryan, and besides the
Not me when I work out. Jack Ryan.
Jack's
right.
But I found it really
No, that's
interesting.
what
that,
Beth masturbates to is Jack Ryan, but she
that's
watches
too.
Jack Ryan
shit.
with Ben.
You are reaching.
Wait, what? That's a drink? I talk about someone fucking
said,
Ben's wife?
You said my wife's name and you whatever. Okay, stop, Matt. Just stop interrupting. Let me finish my
Beth? Beth Wilson?
That's a drink. Thanks, Matt. You know what? You complain about it and then you antagonize us. Play the air horn. Go ahead and play it.
You know who wouldn't have a problem with that? Beth Fincannon Wilson.
That's true.
It's too far gone.
That's just indignant.
At this point, I think I should take over the horn.
Her name's not indignant. Her name is Beth. Beth Fincannon Wilson.
Hey, indignant.
Matt, hey, we're cutting Matt off of this, okay?
Yeah, put him on mute.
Hey, good luck. I control all of the technology.
Put the host
Mute yourself.
I
the
am
rest
the
will
weather. No,
All right.
anyway, continue.
Come on,
Jesus
Ben.
Christ.
Go
Bring us
ahead.
home, buddy.
No, anyways, all I was going to say is that I was really interested that we started watching Jack Ryan. And what I was expecting from Marvel was kind of these big set pieces. No, I'm sorry.
That's a drink.
That's
Marvel.
fine.
He said
I
Marvel.
understand. But what I was expecting from the comic company, was these big, very impressive set pieces. And I wasn't really getting that from either of the first 2 episodes. They were doing set pieces and they were well choreographed, but maybe
What about
it's
that first flight action sequence was amazing.
But here's the thing. Maybe it's because it's coming off of a show that I really liked with WandaVision, and this is a little bit different.
Really expensive. He's not going to run into the cliff.
And so at the same time, I'm watching Jack Ryan, and Jack Ryan is super visceral and very like the set pieces are extremely well directed.
And he kept
was
breaking the fourth wall by looking right into the camera.
Like Jim from The Office.
That's not fair.
You got it.
That's mean.
You got it.
That's
You got
just
it.
mean.
But
Poor John Krasinski with his beautiful wife and his
I will close on
amazing
my point.
career and all of his money. Poor John Krasinski.
He's going to be pigeonholed until they cast him as Mr. Fantastic. Go ahead.
All I was going to say is that I feel like I was more impressed by the visceral action in Jack Ryan than I have been so far in Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is a very surprising thing to me. And maybe it's just because, but
2 episodes in.
2 episodes in, but I'm talking about staging. I'm talking about everything, and I understand that one exists in a
Isn't it also only like 6 episodes?
Yeah.
One exists in a fantastical reality, and one exists in a completely, normal,
Grounded,
or supposed to be grounded reality. Exactly. But even the second season of Jack Ryan, which I don't like as much as the first season, and I don't think either of us really like it more. It's still the set pieces are better. I'm not saying it. You understand? I'm dancing around everything here. Like I'm the only one who's doing this.
I've seen Ben dance before, and this is what it looks like, so I can confirm.
So that was my only thing. I'm very impressed by the set pieces. I'm not the entire show, but the set pieces in Jack Ryan, I think, are some of the best.
Are you slightly colored by your your domestic partner's reaction to the show?
The person who's watching the Mighty Ducks in the other room never had the hots for John Krasinski, but now absolutely does.
But now does, and I think that's coloring your opinion.
I had the hots for John Krasinski.
Me too. I agree.
I had the hots from much longer before she did. She's just now coming around to it.
But you're not as much as me. I just wanted to fight you over who wants
All
John
right.
Krasinski more.
All right, who else? Anybody else got something to share, please?
I have a very silly anecdote that I think would be funny to close on because I kind of want your opinions if this has happened to you.
Wait, hold on.
Can I share a funny
Yes.
anecdote before you close?
Absolutely.
Well, we have to close with the rules.
Yeah, we'll close with the rules.
Yeah.
But
We got 7 minutes.
We
The
can't get out
first
of
rule is
here.
not to talk about the rules.
We can't get out of this. Isn't Fight Club. We can't get out of introducing Patrick without talking about
What he was wearing.
the first time that I met Patrick as a freshman at Texas Agricultural and Mechanical University.
I feel nothing.
So this gentleman,
Where are you from, Patrick?
sophomore?
Where's Patrick from?
I'm
Austin,
from. Yeah.
Okay.
Round Rock.
So you didn't go
City
far. You
limit.
didn't go far for school.
Keep it weird. baby.
No. Well, like I had the choice of going to University of Texas or Texas A&M, and
I could have gone to any school. I'm smart.
no. I got rejected from a shit ton of schools. Texas schools. I'm sorry, Ryan. They just accept us.
It's the 90% rule or whatever.
Patrick, we went to the same
Coming
school.
with-
You can't offend me.
I know.
Ben and I went to Florida State. Talk
I don't
about,
know
like,
why they learned us. It's weird.
So Patrick as a freshman, I'm going into my junior year, and he's walking up, and I see this kid wearing a T-shirt that has a kitten bouncing through a flowery
Meadow.
park.
Meadow.
A meadow with
Meadow.
Domo chasing it.
Yeah, the Japanese.
Are you all familiar with Domo?
Yeah.
Which Patrick has dressed up as before.
I
So
have a
there's-
giant costume I made.
He does.
Of Domo Arigato.
This
I'm weird.
cat is
I'm
running
so
away
sorry.
from Domo. And I'm like, oh, that's a funny T-shirt. Like, hey, let's go talk to this kid. And I start talking to Patrick, and I look down at the shirt, and under the picture it says, "Every time you masturbate, God kills a kitten."
Yeah, I've seen that shirt.
That's what he wore his first day on campus at Texas A&M.
Which
Good.
I found
I know
out
that
later
you,
is the
Patrick.
most conservative public university in the nation.
But that
I don't regret my
shirt
decisions.
guarantees you are going to only attract people that are like-minded to yourself. I like that
Well,
approach.
yeah,
Like to masturbate and kill kittens.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen,
like
Who doesn't?
They're cool
I was-
folk.
I was
If you
known
don't
for a long time at
freely
A&M as the
masturbate,
kid
I want
that had a
no-
lip ring. So, like, that tells you how pretty conservative it was.
Lip ring.
I like
That's
this.
another
I
early
like
2000s.
this.
Oh, absolutely. I was like,
Lip
like,
ring
oh,
was
I wanna be-
circa.
I want to be
Space Jam
Blink
website.
267.
And what was the name of? What was the name of the thing? It was like a stud below the. What do they call
I think
that?
it's a
thing?
stud.
A labrella,
Grommet?
a labrella,
A grommet or something?
No, I believe it's a stud.
It was a Wallace or grommet or
Labret?
something.
I always just call it a stud.
Yeah.
What do they call it right here?
I was just called
Right,
Dennis.
you're
I'm
like-
giving you
A
your
stud.
I thought it was like
A labret,
A labret.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
A labret.
That's right.
A labret.
That's the word.
labret. God damn it.
or a labret Favre if you're in Green
Don't
Bay.
y'all even speak French?
God damn.
LeBret Favre with piercing right under his lip.
I just love that was not on the drink because that should be a finish your drink where I bring up the Green Bay Packers like that so effortlessly.
The best,
You never
Big drop.
That's,
Big
that's
drop
when
for
the
you
Packers.
guys.
That's when a Packers fan pierces his lip on a broken glass in a bar.
No. If you know anything about Brett Favre, that's when he pierces his dick and sends it to you.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
kinda soft
A
and
Brett
little
Favre
on
does
the
involve an
left.
electronic
Kind of
submission.
underwear.
Yes.
Tell me
How do you know
that's
that?
a LeBret Favre.
Ryan is totally correct. A Brett Favre is entirely electronic. It's not in person. It's all
Every
done
time
via the
you
cell
reference
phone.
an NFL player who sent a picture of his penis unwanted and in an assaulting
Hey,
manner.
you all have your own favorite players out there. I just know what mine's dick looks like, and you're
Listen,
all jealous of it. You're
all
all fucking jealous of it.
I might not really care about football, but I'll tell you what, Ben. Joe Flacco never sent his phallus to a young.
And you'll forever live in the dark, never knowing what his dick looks like. And me, Brett Favre,
Joe Flacco.
know exactly what his dick looks like in Flacco and in flagrante delicto.
Joe Flacco, the Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Matt. Sorry, I cut you off to talk
No,
about
it's not.
Patrick's
This is a
inappropriate
silly.
t-shirt.
This is a silly thing to close on. But a fan of the show, mentioned it, and it really made me laugh. And it
what? The only two fans of the show are here.
I know.
I fundamentally have no clue how many people listen to this. Zero.
Like five. You are two of the five right now. There are three others.
My uncle Tim listens pretty regularly.
You guys
have two others.
You guys have a good podcast.
My dad listens. No.
Go to bed tonight.
Scott Wilson
with positive thoughts.
I would say conservatively, it's like regular listeners is probably, I don't know, 26.
I can tell you if you want to know our actual metrics, we used to be bigger when the by the way, oh God.
Every time Matt goes into the metrics, you finish your beer.
You're gonna. This is a drink moment, but in the first 31, before we went to the new setup.
Oh, that's
No, we're not doing that.
He didn't
we already did one.
We used to average per episode around 350 to 400 listeners of downloads on it. We have slowed down on the newer version because there are more podcasts and more things going on, and we brought on Nick and Ryan and other people, and it just got less popular.
So you're saying I don't bring 3 to 5% more?
Ryan, if you weren't on this podcast, I wouldn't be drinking right now.
I will say we get around 100 downloads a month.
I'm just
there are 100 people. Let's say 75 people accurately listen to the show each month.
Matt, I want to talk to you offline because like
you don't believe that number? It's too high.
I have so many questions, but
I am super interested in talking about that. But dark. You're about to participate in Last Pint After the Dark, which is Nick's favorite thing ever. But so a buddy of mine from high school who listens to the show. This happened literally last night, and it made me laugh really, really hard. So he's getting ready to go to bed, and he and his wife are like, "Hey, let's watch a movie." And they're like flipping through the like on demand, like, "Oh, Split." We have like neither of us have seen Split, the M. Night James McAvoy movie that came out. So like, all right, so they put on Split.
By the way, I'm sorry, I have a microphone on, and I'm drinking beer all night, and I don't know how to burp with like proper etiquette.
Just do it. No, just do it, dude. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Just mute it.
No. I want to hear it.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Burp for me. Burp for me.
Just mute.
Burp for me.
Just mute it.
Burp for me.
All right.
Please don't do it.
Burp for me.
Moving forward,
guys,
don't do it.
I will choose my master.
Me too. Please, come on, Matt. Bring us home. We all have to pee.
Burp for me.
We still gotta go through these rules, man.
Come on. Let's move.
Wrap it up.
So he goes to watch the movie. He goes to On Demand. He orders the movie. He and his wife start watching it. And like about halfway through, they're just like, I don't get this fucking movie. And she's like, yeah, it's like a lot more sexual than I thought it was going to be. And they realize they're watching a not so softcore porno that was on their like on demand thing called Split. Done in 2016.
How is that
when I say not, so this is, I'm glad you asked because this is important.
Didn't Split come out in 2016?
No, he sent us screenshots and there is like balls and taint. There are balls and taint on full.
Why is it called Split,
what happened to Ryan? Why did Ryan just run away?
We know why.
There are like, there's graphic, there's an old woman masturbating where it like shows her like masturbating.
All right, and that was the new way drinking game.
No,
back
so
next week with another installment.
Like, so he sent us screenshots from this, and I was like, "How long did you watch?" He goes, "Well, I thought it was like an M. Night movie, and I thought one of the characters was going to turn out to be James McAvoy." I was waiting for the twist to happen.
Waiting for the titty twist.
Right now, can I just say that Patrick looks like he's in Cocoon?
What was funny is I immediately thought this was a bullshit story. So I looked up the movie and everything he described was completely, he's like, it was about this dancer and she was like getting involved in this thing where she wore a mask and I didn't know all these things. And like he legit, he ordered a movie on demand and they gave him a bad other movie named Split around the same year. But he watched like the whole movie. And
end the show before Ryan puts his headphones back on.
yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. Oh, Nick just went to Nick's power just went out.
Listen, when it gets dark in California, it's time to end the podcast, Matt.
Well, I do think we are at the end. We're at a minute 30, hour 33. Minute 33 would have been 7 rules in the drinking game.
I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
I really want to thank Ryan for joining us, and of course Patrick for coming up with this fucking amazing drinking game.
Do we need to cover the rules?
We need to run through the rules.
That's for our Patreon subscribers.
Yeah. They're going to pay an extra $5 to hear these rules.
Because
all right, let's do it.
Let's run through them, and then we're going to end it. Yeah.
Okay. So, drink, cats, Florida, 100%. I love it. From the soundboard, yes. From the soundboard, nerd rope, motherfucker. From the soundboard, any reference to a previous episode, any awards mention, any quintessential director. So, Fincher, Lynch, Spielberg, Nolan, Scorsese, Tarantino, like just go on.
You had a list of like specific directors for that.
Quintessential.
But we ended it with etc.
Etc.
Well, that's a loaded question.
That's gray area where
that's definitely great. You need to pick a top 10 directors.
No,
but there were a couple of times when y'all were naming off directors, and you'd see Patrick and I like looking at each other and like shaking heads, like
Brett Ratner.
All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving.
Questionable casting choices.
It's when you question the casting choices.
I like this a lot.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. And one we are all going to drink to later. Cheers.
Nice.
Derivative.
That is a Ben note right there. Derivative is a Ben note.
Nick is an asshole.
Yeah. Lost or mystery box.
Ooh, good call.
Okay. Good job, Matt. With the mystery box.
So here comes 3 that are very ism like to this podcast. These are the things that like I would actually count. Like I started to notice.
So one of them was the Anax that got called on Nick, which is the kind of building up the actor, the movie, the show.
I would
delivering. Matt does this a lot. Absolutely. Which is like, and that's this movie. The next 2 are interesting, and Ben does that a lot.
I do that too, though. I like that one.
Response to someone's pick that gets an immediate reaction that's neither positive or negative.
Wow.
The next one would be, I thought you'd, and again, someone tried to predict what someone would pick who was wrong and feels like they have to tell us.
Good.
So
that is good.
The next one is one
Jesus.
If it were a different topic, we would have hit this one 100% drink. Nick verbally slaps someone for their pick.
He's hanging his head.
Any other topic, and we would have drank on that one for sure.
You know what? I don't feel too great about myself.
Another one.
I'm basically drunk and totally exposed.
Dude,
wait till we get to the secret menu.
The one
totally exposed. You're wearing a Mighty Ducks jersey.
The one that you guys hit just before that of the lukewarm reception. We are all so fucking guilty of every episode, and I love that drink. That's an amazing.
Well, if we came up with hotter takes, we wouldn't have to drink.
Okay. Discuss a podcast that has been recorded already but not released. That's a recent infraction.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Pretty regular.
Nick interrupts. We got rid of. Guessing someone else's pick.
Ooh, I like that.
So a lot of.
But that's
fun.
What
did not happen on this podcast is Texas came out.
Podcast.
Yeah. What didn't happen on this podcast was was
You
was a lot
sound
of
like
the-
y'all
the
from
setup.
Georgia.
Yeah, well, a lot of the setups for and that's interesting, and I thought you'd, and then like the picking, because like we didn't have like a cohesive like straight up theme.
Yeah, this is not a real episode,
yeah.
to be honest. So you guys
Yeah.
are going to do better on other ones for sure.
So other mentions, Danny Elfman.
That almost happened. That almost happened.
Proud of that.
Paul Lynn.
Oh God, I wish we don't do that enough. In my opinion, actually.
Anything political.
Yeah.
Yeah. Character actor.
Ooh, good one. That's a good one.
And here we go.
A great Benism. A great Benism. Here's the thing.
Putting the spotlight back at Matt. Now listen.
Oh, you totally called me out on that one.
Yeah.
Another Matt shot. We'll get there. We'll get there. The next
That's
two we
really
haven't
good.
seen quite as much. These might be a little bit outdated.
All right.
The first one is the Skype ringtone. Rest in peace.
That we used that one. We used that literally on one episode, and Nick played into it very well. And it was very funny, but it was just that thing.
And one that I'm surprised we didn't see tonight. Nick's connection sucks.
We worked on that
lean
really
back.
hard.
Nick, turn that light off and turn the light off and go back to where you were. No, turn the light off.
This is terrifying.
Light is off.
Let him finish the game.
Yeah, we'll finish the game.
So Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Aliens. High Concept.
Yeah.
The Get Up Kids.
You mean the Pet Shop Boys?
And see what you did there. Playing in a band.
Oh, we did. We hit.
We
play
drank
in a
on that
band.
one
We
twice,
definitely
I
did
think.
that one
Yeah,
a
we
couple
did.
times.
And then we have a tiered level for getting to the main topic.
Yeah.
So under 5 minutes is a finish your beer.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. That does never happen.
Under 10 minutes is 6 seconds of drinking.
That's happened a couple times.
Under 10 minutes. Under 20 minutes is 4 seconds of drinking.
So I lied to you earlier.
We were real close to that. I'll be honest. We were very close to that.
Under 30 minutes is 2 seconds. And then greater than 30 minutes is finish your beer.
Okay.
So it's kind of a bell curve.
The greater
big
than
pop at the
30,
end.
the greater than 30 is very rare. I will tell you, you were on one of them. Your first episode,
I think
we
it's
ran
only
to
happened
like
twice.
50 minutes.
That's why it's a finish your beer.
Yeah, that was those are guys. By the way, I want to thank both of you so much. This is fucking amazing. Patrick, we've never talked to you before, so it's kind of amazing to hear about this. And you were crafting this in your head. It is a huge honor, I'm going to say, on my part, that someone fucking listened to this show enough to come up with these things, and we're going to give you a hard time about it just to be funny, but I am blown away. I think it is one of the sweetest things anyone's ever done for this show, and I want to thank you so much for participating and listening to us enough to find out the shit we do all the time.
Now that drunk Matt has spilled his heart to Patrick, we still have a finish your beer. Like, we have a whole segment of finish your beers.
Okay, do the finish your beers.
I was trying to stop him. I was like, Matt, no! So
I just tried to call Matt on Skype, by the way.
I'm gonna start with the first
Patrick,
one because
let's flip let's you take one, I'll take one. We'll just knock them out.
All right. Let me start with the first one. No, I want the second one.
Okay. So the first finish your beer is someone other than Matt is the first voice after the intro.
Ooh, that's a really good one. And that's Ben a lot of times. Not a lot.
Not a lot of times.
Because
but some of the times.
I don't interrupt.
No, Nick doesn't interrupt the opening, that's for sure.
So
actually Nick once did, but
the second finish your beer, and this does happen, is I call it the and that's interesting. I thought combo.
The elusive. That's interesting. I thought combo.
You're welcome.
So it's the build up to a pick, followed by somebody going, "Oh, interesting," followed by
yeah.
I thought you'd pick.
Yeah.
If you have thrown out the
Basically,
perfect choice, that's you got the perfect build-up, and then somebody's gonna come in with the interesting, and then the next person will be like, I thought like
that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Good call.
A lot of these are like polite asshole moves. Polite asshole moves for sure.
That was the original name for the podcast, by the way, was the polite assholes.
I thought it was asshole moves.
Well, we tried, but that one got us on more Christian sites.
All right,
so we
last one.
Getting on the asshole
No, not the last one.
That's not the last one. The third finisher beer is the one that I gently walked you into, which is the reminder that the first 30 episodes are trash.
31, just to be technical.
We gave you the benefit of the doubt on one.
Wow.
The next one is discuss a podcast that has been recorded already but not released, which is already a drinking topic.
That'll get you drunk right now.
But
yeah, well.
do so in a way that is self-serving. Look how cool we are.
I don't think we
So
ever
that's the Matt
are
special.
good at
That's the
that.
Matt
Yeah,
special
I don't
right
know
there.
about that.
I feel bare. I feel just totally exposed.
The good news is
God.
this episode's going to air after one other episode, and then we're all caught up.
Finish your beer. The fifth one, this is a wild card. The players of the game have to choose this prior to starting the episode. And this is choose anything from the previous podcast. Again, mentioning a previous podcast is a drink. But if what you choose is brought up, finish your beer.
Wow.
So
that's
this
a tricky one.
This episode,
that'd be a tricky one too.
Patrick and I discussed this one. You have to guess. You kind of have to think like, what's the topic?
It's the
like,
immediately previous podcast that aired.
But you don't know at the time this episode airs.
No.
What
So
episode
Patrick and
aired
I-
first?
Patrick and I discussed beforehand, and the topic that we had chosen was a finisher beer topic was Bill Hader.
Wow.
So
That's good though. That's a good one.
I like
comes up
that. I
just
like
enough.
that.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Yeah.
I want to see what the options were. If I can find what the options were that Patrick
Oh,
gave me, I chose
I
chose
remember.
Bill Hader. So it was James Bond, Sam Mendes, Greg Kinnear, or Bill Hader.
We did an
I love
entire
Bill Hader.
podcast on Sam Mendes.
That's
But
what
it-
he's
but it
saying.
had
That's
to
what
be
he's
brought up
pulling.
in
He's
this
pulling up in the
podcast.
yeah.
Like that was
we
the
brought up
last
the
one that
previous
showed
one.
up. And this
I
is
get
the
what you're saying.
next
But technically,
Honestly,
that podcast might not be the most recent podcast that actually airs.
Do not do this. Do not do this.
This is semantics.
Listen,
So-
listen.
No, we're not doing it.
Hold on.
Well, I'm
Patrick,
doing.
you have
I am going out
Patrick,
there right
you have
now.
the next one. Go.
That's hold on a second. That's an innate understanding of our podcast because I'm always on the verge of a Bill Hader reference, no matter what.
That's
I
why
kind of
picked it.
agree.
I'm
He's
dead serious.
amazing.
That's why I picked it. Like
Yeah.
Bill Hader could have come up at any time.
He really could.
Just mentioning EGOT.
Like not just one of the awards. All
Do
of the
we?
awards. in the
I feel that I'm most guilty of that, but do I do it that often?
no, these are
that's why it's
finisher
a
beers.
finisher
Okay,
This is not
okay.
that often.
Okay.
This is a rare occurrence.
And the final one.
And the final one, which, man, I thought we were going to hit this one right out of the gate if I had to guess. Finish your beer if Ryan does an erotic reading.
Oh, you see, I made. So I think this
I
is a
thought
great.
we were right out of the gate going to get
I
that.
think this is a great ending point for the podcast. So
We still have
Ryan.
three more.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, okay.
We do?
Then wait on
We
those.
have the secret
Wait on
menu.
those. Okay, let's do the
that
secret
doesn't
menu
get
first.
recorded.
Or no?
Well, we've
I
already
say-
recorded one.
No. Keep those as trade secrets. Keep those as trade secrets.
Ryan
We're gonna
is
give
one
these
of
away at a
my.
later date.
Ryan knows he's one of my favorite guests. I always try to put an erotic reading in because I know that he wants desperately for someone from his family to recognize his worth on the podcast.
Check
and
your
he
text,
can't.
Ryan.
He just
Check your
can't
text
do
right
it
now. He sent you
anytime.
a passage.
So I decided for this special episode, it was going to be the only time I did not request Ryan to read an erotic reading on air
You
in
fucked
honor
up.
of him
Bless you.
requesting these things.
You fucked up.
Thank you.
I did.
And we'll talk about the secret menu in
Yes, let's
Last
do.
Time After Dark.
And we will share the secret menu with our fans on upcoming episodes as well. But I want to thank everyone involved tonight. An amazing time. I had one of the best times I've had on the podcast, which is saying a lot.
So much fun.
That's not. Don't diminish my things.
Because you're drunk.
We
First
had a
of all,
good
Nick,
time.
if you want to count the times I've been drunk on the podcast, let's do that, because that's a drinking game in and of itself. And I'm batting about 500, and I don't understand sports, so I don't know what that means.
That's half.
But anyway, that's better than that. Give me another number. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for listening to us this week on the podcast. I have no idea what you've heard from this episode that is enjoyable to you. As with any episode, we really don't know. But I often find the episodes I'm most concerned about during recording wind up being really, really fun for people to listen to on the other side. And I hope
good
that's
life
what's
lesson,
happening.
Matt. It's a good life lesson.
It's a great life lesson. So thank you so much to Nick and to Ben and to Ryan and to Patrick. Patrick especially for creating this amazing game for us. We want to have you back on the show.
It's totally for me.
Yeah, well, we want to have you back on the show for us because it's great radio and we love it. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast, and we'll talk to you next week. Let's all do it in unison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
raise your glasses, please. 1, 2, 3, and cheers!
That is the end of my growler.
End it!
Did you kill the growler?
Yeah.